So you know the queens at the giant machine who like pick your gender and tell you can go through, they're gonna pat you down? I'm doing that dance. We're there. I'm not even a part of that exchange yet. I'm in line. I'm like 5 people before all that. I make eye contact with one of said queens. This TSA queen is like a classic dude bro. He initiates conversation with my trans ass. And he is like the nicest guy. Like, I'm not even at the scanner yet. He's talking over like other people that are held captive in this line right now. Hit me with like, dude, yeah bro. Oh, man, like, you know, like. I definitely had like my face piercing. He looks like he was like an emo kid in high school. This was in like the new wave emo revival era. We totally seem like we have a lot in common. But we don't. He's giving me like rock and roll hand gestures. At this point, I don't think I'm passing as male. I think this is ally. I think that he must have clocked me as transgender. Because the amount of effort that he was seemingly putting in to communicate with me and also like simultaneously affirm my gender. Like that just didn't make sense with like where we are right now and who we are to each other. So I'm not anticipating any danger, you know? I'm like, this is just a really nice dude trying to cultivate a safe space at this TSA checkpoint. Finally, it's my time to get to the scanner. So how it works is the TSA agent will look at you, they will size you up, they will pick your gender, and you will go through the machine, and the machine will detect different abnormalities depending on the anatomy that's been selected. So if you've got something crazy like strapped to your knee, it's gonna be like, hold on, people don't have crazy knees. So it marked an abnormality on my chest, which happens to a lot of guys, which is why they step you aside and they do a pat down. I go through, it beeps. This queen is still chopping it up with me and he's like, oh man, I just gotta pat you down. Reminder, I am new here. I just came out like mere months ago and there's no guidebook to this. They tell you nothing at the clinic. So his hands go and he gets angry, like proper angry. Like an I trusted you. He goes, what the f is this? So what is happening is I don't have top surgery. I don't have top surgery. I do have a binder, which is something that smushes everything that's on your body together to near a flat chest. Like totally. This looks like I have taped drugs to my body. It is just from every angle. Men. Men! All my stuff's there. Please pick me up. I don't have drugs. Unfortunately, I had to. Don't blame me, blame God. And they get me. This is exactly how I imagine like Christian hell. So they take me. They put me in a little room. No windows. And they are yelling at me to take off my clothes. So I'm like taking my clothes off, you know? So at this point, I'm in my boxer briefs and my binder, and like, I thought that would be enough. Like, I was ready for like, whoever runs the GSA at LAX to be like, I'll take over from here. Like, is there no LGBT cultural competency training at the airport? Please. Bring in the queen. So they have no idea. They think the binder is like what is holding in the contraband, which I didn't even get like a phone call. Like, can I call GLAAD or something? So there I am in my boxer briefs and my binder trying to explain the spectrum of gender to these 2 men. They may or may not have had guns, but in my head, I remember them having like big guns. I'm a very confident person, but I'm also very squirrely in my delivery. So, you know, I invite you to imagine me half naked in a room with no windows, a locked door, and 2 large men yelling at me to take off my clothes, and me being like, no, yeah, I see what you're saying, but no, but so listen, if you just, oh, this is actually, no, but okay, so I don't, and I totally get that, but what I don't end up taking all my clothes off. We end up getting there. It isn't the resolution that I thought it would be. They weren't like, oh, like, you don't have drugs, you're transgender. They were like, oh, you don't have drugs, you're transgender. I'm like, I'm transgender, and they're not like, oh. They're like, oh. So that happened to me. But people want to be like, what did you want them to do? Well, they're just doing their job. They're just trying to keep people safe. You're so different, you're an outlier. You want the whole world to be different, just, you know, just to cater to you. Shut up. Something bad happened to me. Let me be upset and trans. Weird things happen to you all the time. Surely. That's how we're the same. We all have differences. But we're all like, whoa, sometimes shit's whack. And we can be like, yeah, sometimes shit is whack. And that's kind of it. And sometimes we need to gather a group and like elicit some type of change. So what I'm doing is I'm telling you, so when you grow up to be a TSA agent, you can be like, wait, maybe he doesn't have drugs. Maybe he's really brave. And maybe he's so inspiring. And you know what's crazy? Actually, both of those TSA agents ended up coming out as trans. They both came out as trans women. I'm kidding. There's no happy endings here, except for this. Oh, I just got a suit in the mail. I'm going to a wedding. It's too small, isn't it? Or do I just look really buff? No, I ripped it! Ah! Wait! Oh no! That's the video.
Miles!
Has good manners, and that's what matters.
Miles!
You guys wanna know what you really lose when you come out as a trans person? The right to tell a funny little story. It's a group project. Everyone wants to weigh in. News outlets. Trans TikToker. About a year ago, I posted a video about something that happened to me at the airport. It was not a proposal to like overhaul the entire structure of airport security. Yet the commenters were looking to me to draft policy reform. And you know what? Maybe there should be. Because apparently a lot of people experience the same and or worse